planner. It's all part of the operation. I woke up with that this morning. But I'm healing slowly but surely. Um, Welcome to Writer's Life, a place where you get the sight, sound, smells, taste, and articulate the writer's life, and where you get the truth about the writer's life. Subscribe if you haven't already. Punch the like button. Punch it right in the eye. And tap the bell for notifications so that you don't miss out on one single exciting video. So I got contacted by a writer for international thriller writers, and they want to do like a small piece on me, concurrent with the announcement of the new Young Chase Baker book next month. So I thought maybe I'd use this as an opportunity to verbalize some of my answers without cheat sheets. It was like 5 or 6 questions, something like that, or whatever. Anyway, of course, naturally, first question has to do about how I started in the writing business. How did this even come up? How did this even, what's the genesis of my particular start in this career? Or is that redundant? Anyway, doesn't matter. It really happened right when I first went to work. I've spoken about this before. Like it was particularly difficult for me because I was working for the family business for my dad's construction company, and it was just I went from like I really liked the last 2 years of college, and I had all this freedom, and I could do whatever I wanted, and I was even working and whatever, and had a band, to just being confined to this like office basically. And you had to work Saturday mornings, and you got at that time not even 2 weeks vacation off. You got like a week off. That was it. And to be honest, the money wasn't great, and it was just I was like, I can't do this. I know I can't do this. I don't care. Even when I do start making money, I'm not into it. I'm not passionate about it, and I just foresaw this life of just getting fat and old, and just regretting my life, regretting that I didn't do what I wanted to do. So like I started reading, it was very liberating right outside of coming out of college and being able to read what I wanted to read. And I ended up reading a lot of hard-boiled stuff, Jim Crumley, Andrew Vox, Robert Parker. And I knew that's what I wanted to write. I knew I wanted to be a hard-boiled writer. I went through all like this. I went through the Spencer series like in 2 weeks. Now read them again. But you had to start. You had to start somewhere. And I wasn't sure how to become a writer. So like because my family had nothing to do with this kind of thing. So I used Hemingway as a blueprint, and he started out working for newspapers, and then he wrote short stories, and he wrote for magazines, and then eventually he wrote a novel. And that's basically how I did it. I figured that's how you're supposed to go about it. So I became like a stringer for the Times Union newspaper, a sports stringer. I also freelanced for them, and at the same time freelanced for other newspapers and magazines. I wrote my first short stories, got those published in some really good literary magazines. I was like a literary guy at the time. And then when I got into writing school, I had to write a creative thesis. And so, at the end, at the last semester, and I started. It had to be 40 pages, and so those first 40 pages ended up becoming my first novel, The Innocent. At Delacorte, they made me change it to As Catch Can, which was a disaster, but that's for another story. So I've mentioned this before, but my advisor at the time maybe edit a whole bunch of words out and stuff like that. As soon as I was done, as I was done with the program, I put the words back in, and my agent Jimmy Vines sold it to Delacorte in a 2-book deal for $230,000. So I was trusting my voice even back then, and that is so important. That's why I very rarely work with developmental editors. I trust my own voice, especially after being in this full time for 25 years. Very important to trust your voice. It is who you are. Because let me tell you something. If you're going the traditional route, editors want a unique voice. They don't want this polished bullshit. They want a unique voice that they can work with and be excited about. And it's the same for indie publishing too. Readers want unique voices. They don't want just like the same old, same old. All right. That's it for now. I can hardly talk. So I'll try to come back at you guys tomorrow. And hopefully I keep getting better. All right. Ciao, ciao.